You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Trick or treat, Lone Star Radio listeners. This is Dick, the general manager, taking this quick moment to remind you that Lone Star Community Radio is looking to fill some of our talk show slots along with some of our DJ slots. We have a new show airing on the 10th, Making Connections with Stacey Harris, which will air every second Tuesday of the month at 1 p.m. Make sure to check it out along with our other programs on Lone Star Community Radio. For more information on Lone Star Community Radio, visit us online at irlonestar.com. And again, if you're interested in doing something with us, call the station 936-647-3776. Thanks for checking out this recording, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Community Radio. This is Conroe Culture News, 104.5, 106.1, and I'm just happy to be here. How about you, Jake?
I'm happy to be alive, that's for sure. How are you doing on this fine Monday morning?
I am doing awesome. Of course, this is World Series week.
I see you got your orange and blue Astros gear.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but good, I'm glad. So, I'm glad I'm spot on. Yes, orange and blue, that is correct.
And did you do something to your hair? Your hair looks great.
Let's not talk about my hair.
Your hair looks great. It's very autumn, very fall.
It's kind of reddish.
It's very fall.
Maybe we'll call that
it.
orange too, Astro Orange.
You're literally bleeding orange and blue right now.
Okay, thanks. So now everybody's going to watch it and look. Okay. Yeah, that may change the end of the week when I have time. I haven't had time. It was called Mistake. But that's okay. It's Halloween time, too.
I think it looks great.
So it kind of falls in to that. So we're going to have some fun here. I can already tell. And go Astros is all, right? I think we need to have an Astros week this week here in Conroe. That's what I'm thinking. I asked Will Metcalf, I said, can you make that happen? Or who do we need to talk to make that happen?
Well, maybe your first guest can help us out with that.
Yes, we can talk about that.
I hear she's like the most important person behind the mayor in town.
Well, she's miscommunication, so, it's just right. Everything is fitting just good. That it is tailored to us on this show with Victoria Ansley, who is with the communication with the city. Conroe is going to be on the show. Then we're going to have Kati Krouse. Cross. Okay. She is with Bears, etc. Oh, my. And we're going to talk about things she has going on. She's been on the show before, but things have progressed for her and her nonprofit Bears, etc. And then we have John Reno, and not Amy, but John of the partnership at Swing Zone Golf. And that is a fabulous place. And I'm sure we're going to have some conversation with Jake about that.
I'm going to have to.
And then we may or may not have somebody from Red Brick Tavern. We'll just see how that goes. If they're busy or they're not busy. Of course, it is lunchtime, so hopefully they're crazy busy. So, first of all, Astros. What else can we say?
Well, I'm going to throw it out there, and I know this is not going to be a popular opinion. Boys in orange and blue got a hard fight ahead of them.
They do.
And I'm taking LA in this series.
Oh, my goodness.
In my professional opinion, which is not much
goodness.
of a professional opinion, I'm taking the Astros in this one.
But you know what?
They have
learned
a shot.
If there's nothing else, it's that desire. It's that motivation. I mean, having run a marathon when somebody told me I couldn't, and the fact that I ran Boston because somebody told me I couldn't, it was more will than physical. And I think if they have the will, knowing what we have endured in this area of the country, they will make it happen.
And I would agree with that. They're playing for this city big time.
Yes. And it doesn't really matter. They killed it in the last game. And so that was a win in my book. And they're in the World Series for the second time in their history.
I went to the first World Series. I'm going to try to get to this one, too.
Okay, whatever. Okay. Well, I hope you do. So, moving on. Of course, we've always got something going on in downtown Conroe, and this week is no exception to that. We will have, again, Fred McIntosh with Charles Peters at the Red Brick Tavern today at 7:30, and open mic at the Corner Pub with Caleb and the Green Tomatoes. And, he's rocking it. He's a hometown guy, Caleb, and he's going to be performing later on this week at Pacific Yard House, I believe, as well. Anyway, so this Friday, we had the first performance of both Dial M for Murder and Young Frankenstein, or Steen as they call it, with Rick Sellers, who's one of the people that has his own show here in the evenings.
Afternoons of Lone Star.
So he plays a role, and that was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for their premiere weekend. I was out in Fort Worth this weekend talking about Conroe, and I told people that there's just so much going on. I said, yes, you have the lake, but have you discovered downtown Conroe? And there's the theaters, there's restaurants, there's entertainment, there's the art gallery, there's Campabella's bronze sculptures. I mean, there's like continuous stuff going on. So, continuing with that, we have Shane Walker, Gabe Wooten, James Steiny at the Corner Pub, Carrie Marie at Pacific Yard House, Miles Smith at Red Brick Tavern. This is all just Friday night. We've got like 6 things going on Friday night. Saturday, we have Dial M for Murder, Young Frankenstein at the Crichton, Rodney Hayden at the Red Brick, Field of Bronze Halloween Story. Don't really know what that is, but it sounds a little freaky, and I'm sure it involves costumes, and it's at the Corner Pub, so there's no talent.
It'll be good.
It'll be good. I mean, as always, there's something going on. And like I said, Caleb and the Homegrown Tomatoes will be playing at Pacific Yard House. If you haven't been to Pacific Yard House, you need to go. Have you been there, Victoria?
No, I haven't.
You need to go. They have a capacity of about 150 people there, and they will be showing the Astros game.
It's
too,
a big
the
place.
World Series.
I was really shocked when I went there not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before. I didn't realize how big it was.
It is.
So it goes way back.
Yes, and they do specials, and they also serve lunch. They're open they're open now. They're open from 11 o'clock on. So, okay, then Sunday we have the Jim Sloan Trio doing the Gospel Sunday Brunch, as Red Brick Tavern always has Gospel Sunday Brunch from 10:30 on. I understand that there was a power outage in downtown yesterday for a couple hours, but the show must go on, so it came on right before 2 o'clock, before both matinees started, so that was good. And so also, because this is Halloween week, you need to start thinking about this. October 27th, that would be Friday, there's going to be the pumpkin bobbing. And we talked about that. That's out at the pool. So I'm not really sure. Maybe Victoria can tell us how that works at the pool. If the apples are in the pool, or what?
Is it apples or pumpkins? Are we actually bobbing?
Pumpkin bobbing. I don't know. It just says it's at the heated pool at Candy Cane Park.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but you could go there and find out.
It's got to be like
that
a
sounds
watermelon.
pretty fun, though.
Have you ever tried to get a watermelon out of a pool? It's nearly impossible. Those things are so slippery.
No, maybe that's just a different generation than I'm in. I haven't done watermelon popping.
So
in a
it might be like that with the pumpkins too. So we'll have to see.
It might be. So that's Friday, and that's for ages 4 to 12. And then the community-wide garage sale is this Saturday, and booths are still available from what I'm understanding. And Datron Rogers is the one who's leading that. And his email is drogers@cityconroe.org. And that will be at the Oscar Johnson Recreation Center. It's only $25, $40 for 2, and the unsold items will go to Crisis Assistance Center. So bring them there, make money for them, make money for you, and help people in need, especially those that have been affected by the hurricane. So also, Turkey Trot is coming up, a 5K, and that will be on November 18th, so it's before Thanksgiving, and it's only $20, so that's a good thing. So we're going to roll right into our first guest, who is Victoria Ensley. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you.
So tell me about what you do with the city of Conroe. What exactly? Because I know communications.
Yes, I'm the communications coordinator for the city and the public informations officer. So my job's kind of a blend of things.
Sure.
I do the website. I do a lot of marketing materials for the city, press releases, things like that.
You do kind of
manage
like what
the
I
radio
do.
station. Exactly, yeah. Manage the radio station and then oversee,
We'll
this
talk about
project.
that. How do you manage the radio? So you manage Jake.
No, Dick does that.
She's a hard boss on Dick, and Dick's a hard boss on me. So
Dick's great. So yeah, he handles all the day-to-day stuff. Basically we wanted to do an LPFM radio station for emergency situations, but I also wanted to really be able to reach the community. And we have our PEG channel, and I had been working with Dick on putting some of the programs that y'all were producing here on our PEG channel. And so I came to him and said, hey, why don't we, kind of partner and come up with a partnership that works for both of us, where we can put shows on the PEG channel, and we can also, fill some of that empty time on our FM radio stations. And so it took a long time to get to this point, but we do have the 2 FM radio stations, and it's just a fantastic partnership. We get to put a lot of hyperlocal community programming on our radio stations, and it's just a great benefit, especially for such a fast-growing city.
That's right. And
Number one, fastest-growing city.
So what do you attribute that to, being the fastest-growing city? Any ideas of why you think that is?
This is just a really unique place. I mean, we have that kind of quaint old town feel, the history, but we still have so many amazing, up-and-coming things to offer as well. So, and not only, do we have stuff in downtown, but we have the lake, and we have all these different aspects that I think once people see, what we have to offer, that we're not just one or the other, that we really, we've got a great arts community, a great music community, just a great city. And our goals for, for the city's growth are just fantastic. I'm really excited about the future of Conroe, so.
Well, yes, I am too. I think it's fabulous working with the city of Conroe. And of course, I have for the last 2.5 years or so, trying to promote what's going on in downtown Conroe. And it's just such a beautiful day today. This is just such a nice fall-ish day. We don't get that many, but we will take this. This is a great day to be outside. I bet the lake is sparkling today and all of that. So tell me how the city worked with the radio station during the hurricane.
So Dick and I, kind of tag teamed throughout the hurricane. I was actually staying at City Hall throughout that entire, week. And so I would make, emergency updates. We have the emergency alert system that would, update citizens on where the storm was, what we were looking at. And then we tried to, talk about evacuations and things. So we were putting as much information over the air as we could. And then Dick was also here and kind of running things, updating on road closures,
It's important.
things that were flooded,
people
things that
know
were cleared all of a sudden. Because people got trapped in certain zones of the city. Up in Montgomery, it was hard to evacuate people to certain areas because bridges would flood and then they'd clear and then they'd flood, and so trying to coordinate all that information and get that to the people who needed that information, it was a great team effort. We learned a lot through this.
Well,
hurricane.
And you didn't expect that. Y'all just had this partnership for this year.
Yes.
This is recent.
Yes.
So to put
we
it
learned
into
a lot.
play,
Yeah.
well, and that's how you learn is by things happening. And it did. Things change all the time. I know that 105 was flooded at points. 2854 was closed. Because I know I was out
149 up in Montgomery,
and I had to turn around and go a different way, and where people could seek assistance.
Yes,
and how that all went into play. But
and trying to get the shelters and things, information where people could donate. People really came out and really helped each other.
It was
an amazing community effort. People really just went above and beyond. I was proud to be, part of Conroe.
So tell me something else that's going forward. What else are you working on, or just better communications or anything like that?
What I'm kind of working on right now is just doing a little more with the PEG channel, kind of
tell me what
enhancing
that means.
that. We're trying to kind of add a few additional programs, get kind of we're actually going to be updating the schedule here in the next week. So getting those new programs on there, we've really increased the amount of programs that we have. We had a lot of programs that we partnered with other cities and things, and it had been sharing. But now we're, producing a lot more of our own programs. So we're kind of, weeding through those. And then we're going to be updating the website. When I first came on with the city, I redid the website that we had, and so we're gonna be doing some fix of some things that I hadn't quite thought of, the first time around. So we're gonna add some changes that get some, events and things out there a little bit
Good.
easier.
Yes, to make it a little easier. So are you
Absolutely.
also managing the Facebook page with the events, or is that Elizabeth?
Well, Elizabeth handles
Together?
it's kind of,
Tandem? Okay. All right. So if people want to find out more information about what's going on in the city, events, or any of that, I do think it's pretty easy to navigate your page, and it's cityofconroe.org, so they can go on there and see the different programs that the different parks have going on, the different government entities, and
it's just going to get better.
And it's always better, yes, because
gonna
this
get
is
better.
Conroe. And okay, so cityofconroe.org, or go to the Facebook page. They have a Facebook page. I don't know if you
We
all
have a lot of
Instagram
different ones.
or
We
Twitter.
have mainly
You do
our
have
Facebook.
several.
Yeah, we have our Parks Department,
Parks
Police
has
Department,
one.
Fire Department. So
And I share
everybody
a lot
likes
of the stuff.
Everybody likes their own Facebook. Like,
Yes.
It's kind of a internal competition.
Well, and I share that on the Experience Downtown Conroe page, too,
Yes,
everything that's
yes.
going on. So anyway, okay, we're getting ready with our next guest. This was Victoria Inslee. I'm Margie Taylor, Conroe Culture News at Downtown Conroe, 104.5, 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio. We'll be right back with our next guest.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Hey, Montgomery County, it's me, C.C. Holmes. And I would personally like to take this time to invite you, that's right, you, to join me every Saturday and Sunday from 3 until 7 p.m., where I will bring you the very best of smooth jazz, classic jazz, and indeed, yes, the soulful sounds of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So come along and get jazzy with me. That's right, jazzy. Right here, of course, on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM, or worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Hello, we are back. I'm Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News out of downtown Conroe every Monday at noon. Of course, we will have a podcast of this show available sometime.
Margie.
Sometime. So actually, it's usually available by Tuesday night. Just saying.
It's because you hound us so
That's
much.
because I push.
We don't want to hear you
I
complain anymore.
advocate for my guests. That's all I say. Well, here's the funny thing. I always put it on different places, and it helps my guests. I get a lot of views on LinkedIn, too, because that's where I post it as well. So it's all about helping my people.
Because that's what Margie does. She's a helper of
I'm
people.
a PR girl, and that's what you do. It's all positive communications and help them out. That's why I do this.
Hey, Margie,
but anyway,
have you ever timed your intro, the whole thing, like with the intro that you say to every segment? How
No.
fast can you say that? 'Cause
Don't do that.
You fly through it, and it's so. I'm amazed by how
Really?
fast you can talk.
really?
It's crazy. I don't think I can talk
Okay.
that fast
I
without
don't
tripping
know.
up.
I'm
You do a
just
great
trying
job.
to
at
be
it.
myself. Thank you. I don't have really a script for that. I mean, I write notes here, but it kind of just keeps my hands busy. So,
You do it well.
yes.
I'm not criticizing. You
So-
do it very well.
Okay. Well, it's been a year and a half in the formation. Not so well in the beginning, probably. But thank you. I'll take that. And I'm going to miss you, darn it all.
I know. Last week with
Can
me.
I be on your shows?
Yes, of course. I would always love to have
And
you
where-
and your wonderful.
Where are you going? Can you say?
I am going to Fox National for the
Okay, I wanna be on Fox.
Sports side of things. So
Okay, well, I have some friends here sitting with me. They might want to be in that plug too, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, all right. Let's continue with who we are and what we're doing. I have Katie sitting here with me. Kati Krouse. Katie is awesome. She's very invested in the community. You see her a lot of places. And I'm surprised she doesn't wear a bear outfit. I mean, that would be cool, too.
That's my husband.
Okay, yes. I
If
have
you come
seen
to
him.
any of the events and see a fuzzy bear walking around,
All right.
that's generally my husband.
So she has an organization called Bears, Etc., and it's much more than bears. And I'm going to let her talk about that and her upcoming event. And she now has a nonprofit. The last time she was on our show, she was working on that. And it does take a lot of time to do the paperwork and do everything and get it going. But she has that too. So welcome, Katie.
Thank you.
So tell me about your organization.
Okay, so our organization, at the basis of it, is an exotic animal refuge. People like to keep bears, lions, tigers, cougars as pets across the country. And while there are several, everybody's shaking their heads, several big cat and even wolf dog sanctuaries, we have one right here in the county, there are no bear sanctuaries. So there's about 3, 4, 5 maybe big cat sanctuaries that are taking in bears. But because bears don't sleep 20 out of 24 hours a day like the big cats do, they're very active, they're smart, they dig, they climb. Their muscles are 9 times denser than man's, so they can destroy a lot. They're smart like elephants and primates. So a lot of people don't want to take them in just because of the requirements it takes to house one bear. So after this has been 20 years in the making. I started when I was in high school as a high school intern at a roadside facility, and then came full circle and have worked at other sanctuaries and wildlife centers across the country, and moved down here 3 years ago to start my own. So I'm very excited to do this. So with that,
you're very passionate. I can just see this.
This has been my entire being since I was just a little girl taming my grandfather's barn cats, wild barn cats in Northeast Indiana. So in the meantime, there's been other things come into play with my family having a lot of veterans in it, a lot of my friends from school going off and going into the military, and incorporating other things, especially the community. Like you, I have a servant's heart and wanting to give back. So Bears Etc. will encompass the entire community and give back with our food forest. Whatever the bears don't eat, we'll give back to the community. With our on-site housing, we want to house veterans and work with Texas A&M and their they have a mobile welding unit that they will come and teach veterans for free how to weld. And so that way they can get that on their resume. And then so we can offer that to them, along with teaching them how to grow their own crops with our food forest, along with teaching them how to train the animals. We have to train the animals for husbandry behaviors, and that's kind of a long story in itself. But to take care of them so they can go out with this operant conditioning skills to go out and have their own dog training company. You know, everybody has dogs these days, or cats. You know, they have pets and they're a part of their home. And so teaching them to train the animals, you know, in their home. So we will present them with a lot of skills. So that's
the
kind
educational
of the big,
component is huge, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's really a big part of what you're doing so that it's sustainable and moves forward.
Yeah, completely self-sustainable is our goal.
Now, do you find that the veterans do really well with the training program as far as training the animals and stuff? Because they come from a very disciplined background with the military. So do you find that they do a better job of training?
From all of my research with different organizations that are working with veterans and teaching them these things, yes. It also helps them with their PTSD and other possible ailments they may have, that they get better from it. The human-animal bond is absolutely amazing, and how animals heal people just by being around them. I learned this 20 years ago in an animal welfare class at my vet tech school at Purdue University, and there's an organization called Green Chimneys, and from that day on I said, it's not just about the animals anymore, it's about the people too. And this is when what wasn't Bears Etc. yet, but just the passion of wanting to do this, decided that it needs to be more.
It
needs
the seed
to be
of the
better.
idea,
yes.
if you will.
Yeah.
Well, the passion keeps you moving forward.
Most definitely.
And hits past the barriers. Because, again, we're bringing that up. Anything you're motivated to do, if you change your mind to reflect that, then you'll get it done.
Yeah.
You'll meet your goal.
Yeah. It's taken a lot, and bless my husband's heart for the things I put him through and making him come to the community things with me, because he's definitely an introvert. So I'm very, very thankful.
So I
for
get to wear
him.
the costume, right? So
Right.
nobody knows who he is.
Exactly.
Cool.
So he's been just the biggest support. And I actually met him at the previous sanctuary I worked at. So I already knew he had a great heart prior to.
So since you came on, you're now a nonprofit.
Yes.
And your website is bearsetc.org, as
Yes.
in bears, etc.org. And
And we have a Facebook page, so please go like us on
Bears,
Facebook.
etc.
Yep.
Bears ETC. So it's very good to keep the same on everything. And you have an event upcoming.
Yes, I'm very excited. This is our largest event of the year. And we are having a clay shoot fundraiser at the Blackwood Gun Club. Love them over there. They also are very much in the community.
Yes,
so
they are.
I'm very excited to be working with them. So it is Saturday, November 11th. It is Veterans Day. All the tickets are on Eventbrite. We'll be shooting 72 stations, and there will be dinner afterwards, brought to you by Sammy's Wild Game Grill. So we're very excited to have them help us. We have a silent auction, a live auction, and we also have a raffle. So one of the big items that I'm very excited for is one of our live auction items is a safari in South Africa. So if you can't come shoot that day because you've got other stuff coming on, be there at 5 o'clock for the dinner and the silent auction and live auction. So, yeah.
Sounds like fun. Have you ever been to Africa?
I have not. It's on
It's on the list?
Yes. If I can ever stop working, it's very hard when you work
I
with animals
understand.
to take time off.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a 24/7
And
thing.
you can't always take them with you like
right?
I do.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you one of those, like, every stray animal, every stray dog and cat you're bringing home with you?
No, I don't do that.
I was going to say.
No. But I used to have longhorns, donkeys, horses, geese. And so now I've downsized to just the dogs. Although they did come with me this weekend. That was one of the prerequisites. They had to be able to come with me.
Yeah. We just
So, yeah.
we were just working with Operation Pets Alive. We have
Yes.
7 puppies
Oh,
out of
boy.
Harvey.
That's where I
just
got
went
one
on
of
a-
mine from.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So we just sent them on a flight. So not only is it
Oh, yes.
the exotics,
That's
but our
good.
house is always full of dogs too.
Animals, there's a cohesive bond, and they understand, and there's an emotional thing that goes on.
Yeah.
And they can be trainable, and they're very compassionate, and companions. So
Yes.
I don't know about the bears yet. I haven't really explored that end of it. So tell me about the bears. We always talk about this in Montgomery County. Are there bears in Montgomery County?
There are, but they're transient.
What does that mean?
Which means they travel a lot back and forth. So we are working with Texas Black Bear Alliance and the Houston Zoo to help educate people about the black bears. Most of the black bears that are coming in and moving out are males. Just trying to check out the place. My husband and I hike a lot in the national forest, so we've seen scat and prints.
So you've seen them here locally?
We
out
haven't
on
seen
the
them,
other
just
side of the
signs
lake.
of them, yes.
Okay, you've seen
up north.
footprints or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Okay.
So talking to people about being bear aware, what to do if you see a bear, how to not see a bear, because really they don't want to come in contact with you. They want to stay hidden. They're going to be shy. It's not like in Alaska when you see all the videos of all these people, walking along the catwalk and getting to see them up close. These bears are not habituated to people, so they're going to not want to be in contact with you. So we want to get with the hunters that have the hunting leases, up and along East Texas, and families that have properties and ranches up there to just teach them how to be aware and watch for signs. And if you're out hiking, don't go by yourself. Sing songs, make noise, wear bells, carry bear spray. Hogs
Scare
too.
them.
Yeah, hogs are very
Yeah.
scary and can be very mean. So, carry your
Oh,
bear
yeah.
spray just in case. Have a plan, practice. I was at a talk on Friday, and they were talking about, women in self-defense. If you don't practice, flipping that clip on your spray, if you don't practice your game plan, if you have a fire in your house, if you don't practice that game plan, then you're not going to be ready for that. So practicing your plan and making sure you know it like the back of your hand
Stranger
when you're
danger.
out there. Yeah.
Stranger danger. So, okay, real quick before we have to shift gears here. Again, your event is November 11th. It's bearsetc.org or Bears ETC on Facebook. Where is your ideal place to have this sanctuary?
We want to stay in Montgomery County. We really do.
Any idea where that could be?
Have no idea where that could be. If you've got a large piece of acreage that you would lease to us or donate to us even, because we are a 501c3, so it would be a tax write-off for you to have us on your property. Ultimate goal is 200 plus acres. Right now we're just looking for 15 to 20 acres just to get started. We love this community. I love like all the people that I'm meeting. Like I said, I've been here 3 years and I just have not like, I just can't
just
say
enjoy
enough.
it.
Yes,
So you need
this is where I belong.
Investors that
Correct.
potentially and are animal lovers.
Yes.
And you can get them plugged in, and you
Yes.
could be their nonprofit to their business.
Right. Exactly.
So that makes sense to me.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We could definitely use that help.
Okay. Well, we're getting ready with our next guest. So, Katie, I appreciate it. And we're going to take another break. And this podcast will be available sometime tomorrow.
Within the
Just
next 24 hours.
Just saying. Okay. Margie Taylor, Conroe Culture News. We'll be right back with our next guest. Thanks, Katie.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Don't miss Lone Star Community Radio on TV and YouTube. Our talk show and music shows are featured on Our City TV, Suddenlink Channel 12, and have their own YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with posted shows and comment on them below the video.
This is Rick, TRC. Every Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, I play today's country hits on my show, Afternoons with Lone Star. The type of music that makes you want to get off your seat, stomp your feet, sing along at the top of your lungs, and not care who hears on Lone Star Community Radio, Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1, and as always on worldwide, irlonestar.com.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center.
And we are back. I'm Margie Taylor, Conroe Culture News, FM 104.5, 106.1, downtown Conroe, Lone Star Community Radio. It's a beautiful day. This week is going to be fabulous because it's World Series week. This is the Astros week. I'm declaring it. I'm calling it.
It's official. Margie has announced
My
it.
orange hair and everything. It is Astros week here in Conroe and Montgomery County and Texas. I'm just going to go that big.
You think Dallas will support Houston in on this?
Fort Worth was.
Oh, well, that's
Dallas
Dallas Minor.
Know. Yeah, Dallas Minor. I guess so. I guess that's it. So, newsflash. Just in from Pacific Yard House. They are having World Series specials. $1 off well drinks, $2 off house wine, $2 off draft beer, $5 house margaritas. So in other words, they're drink specials. And they have half off a variety of different appetizers. So they have huge screen that you can watch the game on. So you should go there, get your good spot, enjoy the camaraderie. And we talked about someone playing Friday night. That has been rescheduled, but they still will have Caleb and the Homegrown Tomato, so Saturday night. So That was our little break from that. Of course, I don't think I mentioned that we're doing trick-or-treating in downtown Conroe.
What?
From 3 to 5.
No way.
Yes, and so if anybody's here, including the radio station, they can put on some kind of costume.
Wait,
maybe a bear costume. I don't know. And,
does Katie have one? Can Katie give me a bear costume?
You should come out here, Katie. I'm just saying. It talks about your event and put that in bags.
What day is that?
It's Saturday from 3 to 5.
Oh.
So Pacific Yard House will not only be doing the candy thing, as I'm going to have a poster to put out at City Hall and various places on the windows of all the people that are participating, but they're doing some kind of a pumpkin counting thing too to win prizes.
Like candy pumpkins? Like how many candy pumpkins are in the jar?
Something like that.
All right.
Yes.
There's a mathematical way to figure that out. Did you know that?
No.
There's a calculation you can do to figure it out.
Okay.
I'll win.
All right. So, my next guest here is not Amy, but John Reno of Swing Zone Golf. And they have a really new, cool concept that I'm going to let him tell you about, but it's all indoors. You can play 18 holes of golf indoors. You can select what kind of course you want to play on, and it's interactive. So if you're like on the rough or whatever, I'm not a golfer, so I'm hoping I'm using the terms correctly. Correct. You can feel it and feel like you're there, right?
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Margie, for having me on today. Happy to be here, and sorry that I'm not as pretty as Amy, but
it's okay.
I'll have to do the best I can.
You know the talk.
Yeah,
that's all I care about.
Yeah. So, the indoor golf it actually started about 10 years ago. In the exact type that we have, it started about 10 years ago in South Korea. And there's been a craze. There's almost 6,000 indoor golf centers in South Korea now.
Why is that?
Well, for South Korea, it's real estate. It's just really, they used to karaoke and now they golf.
And they just don't have enough room for all the golf courses that they would want to play.
Correct.
Japan's the same way. There's just not enough real estate in the prices of it.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and really just the cities are so densely populated that it's a convenience factor too. I mean, there's real estate outside the cities, and there's plenty of golf courses in South Korea, but to drive outside the city to get to one of those when you can just go around the corner and play golf, within 5 minutes.
It's convenient.
It's a convenience factor, and that's what we we actually had to give a presentation to our potential landlords before we signed a lease, because they didn't really understand our concept. So one of the things we said to them was, millennial age really like convenience. They like the high tech aspect of it. Real estate, even in the United States, is shrinking. When I was a kid, you could go down the street to a driving range. Those are no longer there. The driving ranges now, what used to be driving ranges, there's condos and things like that because real estate's just too valuable. We're like a world-class driving range plus a whole lot more. The driving range aspect of it, if you just want to come and practice, you get the feedback and that you would not get at a regular driving range. So you get your club head speed, your ball speed, your launch angles.
Is this innovative and unique to your establishment, or do other ones do that?
It is in that we're the only establishment of our type in the greater Houston area that also has the extra things that we have, which is a full bar, including spirits, beer, wine. We have specialty drinks, and then the food, and then the full gaming experience. So the practice piece of it, there's golf tech, there's the PGA Superstore has simulators and things like that. You can sign up to go just practice there. With us, you get the practice, but you also get the full gaming experience. So it's
the whole package,
right?
Just the whole everything.
Correct. So with over 170 golf courses, world famous golf courses like Pebble Beach, Spyglass. We've got St. Andrews, the old course. The list goes on and on. There's over 170 courses. you actually play 9 holes or 18 holes, whatever you have time for. You tee off with we have an auto tee system, so you can adjust the tee height. You play the hole. You actually putt out and putt the ball into the hole. All of it's simulated. The putting, most people are really, really curious about the putting. They're like, how the heck does putting work on a simulator?
Jake is shaking his head.
Yeah,
Why is that?
The putting, because of the finesse and touch of it, and I don't really, it's hard to imagine how well a computer simulated, and same with the sand shots as well. I would imagine the sand shots would be very challenging.
Well, they are, but I'll tell you that as much as they can perfect it, they have. We have golf, and so addressing the putting first, the putting is very, 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 very accurate. So when if you have a 10-foot putt, and it breaks from left to right, you do have to hit the putt with the right speed on the right line, and then the simulator takes over and shows whether or not that ball would go into the hole or not. So it takes a little getting used to. I'd say by about a quarter of the way through your first session, you figured it out.
So when you say session, what does that mean? Does
like
that mean
the first 9 holes that you play, or the first 18 holes that you play?
So and how does it work? Do you pay for an 18, or do you pay by the hour, or?
Great question. So it is by the hour, but it's very larger group friendly on the pricing. So the pricing is such that so during the day, for example, and we're running specials all the time. So you can always check our Facebook. Right now, in fact, we're doing 50% off golf until daylight savings. We're doing a daylight savings special. So 50% off golf all the time until daylight savings.
You got to go check it out, Jay.
I'm going to have to get out there.
Yeah. So, and just check our Facebook, and there's a secret code word that you have to know. So, and we'll tell you after the show.
Perfect.
But the way the pricing structure works is real simple. Is so during the day, Monday through Thursday, till 4 p.m. It's $30 for the first person per hour. But then the second person's only $5, the third person's only $5, and the fourth, fifth, and sixth people are free. So
the 6 people can play.
6 people can play in one bay,
and you bring your golf clubs
for
and all
$40
that.
Essentially,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Wow.
Per hour.
That's a lot less than you
during
would
the
play
day.
at a private club, right?
Oh yeah, a lot less.
A lot less. And then the whole thing only goes up a total of $5 during peak time. So it just starts at $35 instead of $30 for the first person during evenings and weekends.
So Margie, you just mentioned something about clubs. Now, do I get to bring my own clubs, or do I have to play with y'all's?
We encourage our customers to bring their own clubs, but we absolutely have plenty of loaner clubs. So if you forgot your clubs, or if you just happen to be stopping by, you want to try it, we've got lots of loaner clubs. We actually have some really nice loaner clubs, Titleist AP1s and Titleist drivers, and AP1 irons are some of the best irons on the market. So we definitely can set up our customers with good loaner clubs if they want to come check us out.
Is it extra for the loaner club?
No,
Nope.
No extra for the loaner clubs.
So do you book your tee time?
Book tee time online at www.swingzonegolf.com, and it's all automated. Books your tee time, sends you a confirmation. But getting back to, because we were talking about the putting and the sand shots, we actually have Golf Zone equipment. It's the #1 simulator in the world. They're a $600 million a year company. They're out of South Korea. Okay, that's why we know so much about what's going on in South Korea. But they do $50 million a year just in R&D to make their products better. So in research and development. So with our system, the accuracy is phenomenal as far as like distances. And really everything in terms of like if you're hitting a draw, it hits a draw. If you're hitting a slice, it hits a slice. And then we have the floor that you're standing on actually moves, so it gives you.
That's kind of cool, huh? That's like going to a movie and the seat change or something.
Exactly.
The 4D seats.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa.
That's kind of cool.
I know. I know. I'm trying to picture like the floor moving under my feet. I would kind of. it freaked me out at first. You know,
It
what I mean?
does. You have to know it's going to happen.
But it's kind of a
it's really cool.
reality thing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It really is. So it gives you that side hill lie, uphill lie, and downhill lie.
Oh wow!
And that's why the floor's moving.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
And then once it gets to the right lie, it stops. You know, it doesn't move while you're hitting. But just for the people out there
could
listening,
it ever start raining or something?
No.
Well, that's a good thing, right?
On the screen, yes.
It'll sprinkle on the screen.
Okay.
You can show.
That would be interesting.
You can have different. You can actually program it to have different weather conditions and things like that. So, for example, St. Andrews, the old course, you know, you can ramp up the wind.
60-mile-an-hour winds with, you know, sideways rain coming at you.
Absolutely, which is pretty realistic over there. So, what we get a lot of feedback from our customers, and you can see this. A lot of this feedback is actually on our website and on Google reviews. Is just how accurate our simulators are, and how how much fun they are.
Yeah,
so.
And I mean, I would say the biggest issue with me golfing year round is when we hit those summer months, I don't want to go golf outside because it's 120 degrees with an extra 10 in the index.
In the index, yeah.
And I don't want to go sweat profusely for 4 hours. You know what I mean?
That's a big benefit.
And so now being indoors and with just bringing the realistic factor of this whole experience indoors is awesome. I want to try it.
Well, and it's
on
the app. It measures how you're doing. Right?
Absolutely.
So you get that immediate.
So there's an
feedback.
app that goes with it.
There's an app that goes with it. You have a free account, and it sends that feedback to your smartphone. Things like club head speed on your longest drives and things like that.
Will it correct a slice, or is there coaching of any sort that goes along with it?
There is, because part of the feedback on the screen, it actually shows your swing pattern. It actually shows your swing path.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows whether or not you're inside out or outside in. So outside in is going to produce a slice or a fade, if nothing else, and an inside out swing is going to produce a draw or a hook. So it's going to show you that, and that way you kind of know, okay, I need to maybe bring the club back, more back instead of more in, or vice versa. And then it also shows you whether you're hitting toe, heel, or center shots on the club face. Yeah. So that's huge feedback.
So a normal golf course won't give you that feedback,
Well,
right? They just
correct.
laugh at you.
It can, but it's going to be very expensive.
It can, but it's got to be expensive.
If you had a golf pro out
You'd
there
have to have a golf
working
pro with
you,
you, which would just be
So-
outrageously in price.
So
And
this
plus,
is really cool.
they have the cart girl or the cart, drink cart right there with
all
you
the
at all time.
100% of the time.
Yeah, you need the golf cart person there.
Yeah.
They're there. They're there all the time.
Well, we
That's
haven't
what
talked about where you guys are.
Sure.
Swing Zone Golf, you're on Kirkendall, 24036 Kirkendall Road in Tomball, Woodlands kind of area.
Correct. So it's a Tomball mailing address, but we all know the mailing addresses around here are pretty crazy. It's we are perfectly centrally located between Tomball Spring and the Woodlands. So we're real near Augusta Pines Golf Course, if you know where that is. It's just south of Creekside. Maybe a mile and a half south of Creekside. Between Creekside and 99 at the intersection of West Rayford Road.
Okay, yeah. How many bays do y'all have?
We have 6 bays.
Okay.
Yep.
And so, I guess do people book an hour, 2 hours? I mean, what's the average?
They do. It takes a twosome 2 hours to play 18 holes.
Okay.
It takes a foursome almost 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
So it's just like realistic golf.
Just like realistic golf.
Okay.
Yeah. But you
So you
never
need to
have
go
to
check it out.
You never have to have anybody pushing you from behind, and then you're never having to wait on the foursome in front of you.
Can a solo go by himself?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No problem there.
Yeah.
I may go this afternoon.
The other thing I want to mention is we really knock it out of the park on corporate events. We do a really good job on corporate events, and we've done several where we've rented the whole place out privately.
Is there a website to go book all that at?
Absolutely.
And what's that website?
It's www.swingzonegolf.com.
And we will also have this available. So we have can we have a few more minutes after this?
We got one more segment after this.
Okay. Well, let me mention also, fundraisers. So you can do fundraisers like, let's say, bears, etc., or something like that.
Absolutely.
Something
We've
exotic.
done fundraisers as well. Correct. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll be right back, and we're going to talk a few more minutes with John. I'm Margie Taylor, Conroe Culture News, and we will continue on. All right.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
You are listening to Conroe Culture News. I'm like, where am I? What am I doing? Well, it's so nice outside. It's an easy distraction. I'm Margie Taylor, your host for the show every Monday at noon at Lone Star Community Radio, downtown Conroe. A couple things I just wanted to mention before we're out of time. Debbie Glenn was supposed to be on the show with Red Brick Tavern, and she is performing this Wednesday, October 25th, at 7:30 p.m. at Moe's Place in Katy. What is she performing about? Well, she has been selected. Her song that she wrote with Tony Ramey has been selected as at an annual awards event that will be happening, and she has a new song award for Getting Over Here. She wrote it. That's kind of
like,
cool.
In Moe's Place out in Katy, that's like a big name there. Like if you get invited to play at Moe's in Katy, that's an actual big deal.
Okay, there you go, Jake. So it is a big deal.
That's my neck of the woods.
And she was going to talk about this, but her flight was delayed from I have no idea where it was delayed from.
Somewhere important, more important than us.
Probably something like Cabo or something like that. But it doesn't matter. So CMA of Texas 2018 New Song Award for Getting Over You, Debbie Glenn, Red Brick Tavern. So she is hoping that people want to go and listen to her sing at Moe's Place on Wednesday. The other thing I wanted to talk about is CASA, and they've been on the show before, as you know, Jake. And CASA is advocates for kids that are in the CPS system. And there's a lot. Last year, they helped, 556 children were served by 236 volunteer CASA advocates last year. So they speak for kids that are taken away from their homes. And
they're looking for about another 200 volunteers to get there.
They always need guys, too. But they have a run coming up this Saturday, and it's a 5 and 10K with finisher medals for every race. It goes by 10-year groups, whatever age group you're in and gender and things like that. So it's going to take place... it's a superhero run. So you can dress up as a superhero if you want to and run either 3 miles.
So do I have to dress up as a different superhero, or do I just get to go as myself?
You can go as yourself. It's at Jones State Forest. But if you want to find out more, it's CASA speaks for the number 4kids.com. I wanted to mention that. So let's get back with John. John, so you have this really cool place called Swing Zone, and it's on Kirkendall. Out Creekside, out that area. So it's really not too far. But it sounds like a place that people should just go and check it out, especially if you're an avid golfer. But, of course, anybody like myself who doesn't play golf, it would still be fun. So how is this different from Top Golf?
Right. So with Top Golf, you're hitting at a target, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy Top Golf. It's a very social experience. With us, we have that aspect of it. It's called arcade golf on our system, and there's a dartboard in the middle of a lake. You're actually playing darts and scoring by darts, so you don't have to make a big time commitment for like 9 holes or 18 holes. So we have that fun arcade golf type stuff that you can do, but the biggest difference between us and Top Golf is the climate control, and then the full gaming experience of being able to actually play 9 holes or 18 holes of actual golf.
Well, and the technology and the apps and all of that stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So not to speak bad, it's just a contrast kind of thing between the two places.
It's a different mindset.
It's a different
mindset
and a different experience, yes.
Right. Okay. How much time do we have left?
We got to wrap it up, Marge.
We got to wrap it up. We were just having so much fun
I know.
here.
I know.
So next week we will have County Judge Craig Doyle talking a little bit about hurricane recovery status of what's going on with the county, which I think is very important. And we will have someone from the Assistance League. Of course, the Assistance League is right down the street here off of San Jacinto. And all the profits they take in goes to all the philanthropic programs that they have throughout Montgomery County. I am excited to have my guests here today, and I hope everybody will watch the podcast as it becomes available. You can go to Conroe Culture News on Facebook and find it, or Taylorized PR, or LinkedIn, or any of those places. Thank you very much, Jake. Bye, Jake.
Thank you, Margie.
Bye, Jake.
I hope
This
Dick
is your
treats you as well as I treated you. So
I don't know if that'll happen. I will miss you. Anyway, Margie Taylor signing off for today. Till next week.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show was recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.